What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lead Kia. And in today's topic, I'm going to be talking about how to optimize your content for SEO. And so for those that don't know me yet, my name is Dustin Minch, and we run a marketing agency called Lead Kia. And we work with a lot of local businesses and optimize their websites, their Google My Business for SEO so that they can get better rankings, get more phone calls, and make more money, right? So anyways, I kind of wanted to pull this website up here. This is a good buddy of mine that I do SEO work for, and he hired an old marketing agency. And I thought that this would be a good example to kind of shoot a video of, my procedure, my protocol, my process on how to optimize content for SEO. So I think that, if you're an agency owner watching this, or if you're a blogger or something like that, you probably don't write all the content yourself, right? You outsource it. You hire writers so that you can focus on other things, right? But what I found over the years of ordering content is you can't just give a writer a keyword and expect to get a highly optimized piece of content back. You have to do research. You have to set up a document, choose the titles, the subheadings, things like that, to be able to structure your content properly, right? And so what I found is that in my agency, the one thing that takes me the most time, it seems like that I battle with the most, is creating content briefings for my writers, right? Because I want to get a good piece of content back that's not only highly engaging and optimized for the reader, but also optimized for SEO so that it ranks on Google too as well, right? I know that Google's really big on just write for the user, right? But we still need to follow some procedures to be able to get an optimized piece of content that's going to rank on Google. The trick is to kind of find the balance between the two, right? So my buddy, he hired a marketing agency a few years ago, and this is what they did for him. We've been updating his website. We're building out a new website for him, but neurofeedback. So this is supposed to be neurofeedback in Overland Park, neurofeedback, Kansas City, metro area, things like that. And this is what he got. That's it. I could probably read this in about 3 seconds. Not a very good piece of content, right? It does rank on Google for some keywords, but it's not really engaging. If I was a person that was going to sign up for this service, honestly, I'd be like, what the hell is this, right? So we want to get a better piece of content. We want to update this to make it a more informative piece of content. So this is the keyword that we're going to be going after. Now, typically what I would do is I would take this keyword, I would plug it into Google, and I would research the top, ranking articles to figure out what subheadings they're using, what keywords, what images, how many images, all this on-page stuff, right? And to do it manually takes hours. Sometimes it takes me 2 days to set up a content briefing to pass that off to a writer. So I wanted to introduce you guys to a new tool that I found called Fraz. And so Fraz is they're a relatively newer company. They've been around for a couple of years. And there's a lot of these different on-page tools out here that can kind of do similar tasks. Now, I will say that there's certain things that I like about Fraz over other tools like Page Optimizer Pro, Quora, Surfer SEO, things like that, right? So this kind of falls in that category, but they also have some additional features, which I'll be talking about in other videos that a lot of these other on-page tools don't have. So just to kind of show you here, the cool thing that I really, really like about Fraz is you can actually integrate your, it looks like your Google account is not integrated with any site. So you can actually, if you have a current site and you're looking for topic ideas or just, want to know what to write about, you can click OK here. Let me see here. Refresh the screen here. What we're going to do is it's going to load data. Now, what Fraz does, there's a couple things you can do with it. But what I've done here is I've actually integrated my Google Search Console for my buddy's website. So this is Fraz basically pulled in all this Google Search Console data. And you can see right here, I do have a lot of great data. So right here, it's let me know, hey, marriage and family counseling, you rank in 81st place. You get 249 impressions for that. Marriage counseling, best marriage counseling near me. Armstrong Family Counseling. You know, we rank number 3rd for that. We should be ranking number 1, but we've just switched locations on that. Divorce counseling near me. That's not the one I'm really looking for, though. Marriage counseling therapy, therapist, couples. There's one in here that I'm kind of looking for in particular. So bear with me for a second here. But anyways, just to kind of go over this, when you import this content, when you import your Google Search Console into Fraz, it's gonna run all your Google Search Console data, and it's gonna basically give you options like action. Okay, so you can see there's the impressions, there's the position, there's the clicks that you're currently getting, your click-through rate, and your action. So optimized means that the article needs to be optimized further. So like this article right here, whichever one it is on this website, they're saying that I should optimize it for counseling Kansas City so I could start the document. This one, another one, optimize counseling Overland Park, marriage counseling near me. I'm looking for neurofeedback. So, but also too, just to kind of show you here, there's different options. So you got create, optimize, and track. Track means that the article's fine. No further optimizations are needed. Optimize means that the article kind of already ranks for certain queries, but it needs to be further optimized, right? So I was just trying to show you this in here real quick. There's some different ones that I'm looking for in particular. Couples counseling. So I got a lot of articles to re-optimize on this website. So neurofeedback, there we go. So you can see right here, we do rank number 9 for neurofeedback, but it's telling me to create a new article. So neurofeedback, Kansas City, right? So right here, I could create an article. This is the current article, but you can either, if you got current content, you could import it and it'll compare it against the top ranking articles, or you can just create new content and then create the document, and it's just going to measure the top ranking articles and create a content brief for you to create a whole new article. Now, I've already done this, but another good tool that you can do while we're here is you could actually copy this keyword. You could go to questions and ideas, and you could do things like this. If you're looking for blog topics, I would probably get rid of the city qualifier, cut, and I would hit enter. And what it's going to do, it's going to pull the auto suggest. People also ask and stuff like that from Google. It does pull in data from Quora. So I could find blog topics right here. Like, what is neurofeedback therapy used for? Probably a good blog article. Does neurofeedback actually work? What are the side effects of neurofeedback? So that's that right there. You can also do a concept map. So you could take in a topic. Say you got neurofeedback. Not to digress too much, but then I could take that, put that in here, and it's going to give me a content map. So I can see right here, neurofeedback. It's going to give me a Google snippet. And there's all these different topics around neurofeedback pulled in from Wikipedia. So like you can sit there and see there must be some correlation between nootropics and neurofeedback, stimulants, amphetamine, meditation, whatever this electron, whatever that is right there. I can't even pronounce that. But anyways, we've already actually created a content briefing for neurofeedback Kansas City. So just to kind of show you that, we click on that. The AI is going to run, and I'm going to actually delete this right here. I'm going to actually cut this out and just show you the power of this tool, because it's an amazing tool. It's definitely something that I'm going to start incorporating in all my stuff. But you can see right here in just under 11 seconds what this tool done, with a lot of the other tools do it too, is it'll actually take the keyword, run it through Google search, and start pulling in the top 20 ranking articles. And then on top of that, Fraz seems to have a very unique proprietary algorithm for measuring things. So all these on-page tools kind of have their own unique algorithm, and I really like Fraz's. It's probably one of the better on-page tools out there, in my opinion. So, but you can see right here, it gave me the brief. It's let me know for the keyword what my average word count should be, the sections, average question sections, images, average links, all that stuff, right? Giving me topic ideas so I can view all the topics. If I wanted to, I could say, I like that, I like this, I like that. So this document over here is for my content briefing. So once I'm done, getting all my on-page stuff, getting the resources that I want on here, I can actually start, creating a content brief. And then I can actually, once I get all my notes over here on this side, on this document, I can export it, share a link, and send that off to a writer and make a very clear roadmap of the article that I want, so that I get a much, much better piece of content back. Because here's the deal. If you want to optimize for SEO and you're hiring freelance writers, it is you have to hold their hand, because if you just give them a keyword, they're going to write whatever they want. So if you don't have a lot of time, what you could do is just go down here to content brief, boom, which reminds me one thing. Right now, Fraz does have a promotional going on. If you sign up, I'm going to have a link down in the description for this tool. But if you sign up right now, you get 5 free documents to try it out. So it's totally free for up to 5 documents. They do have some promo codes and stuff like that going on. I highly recommend that you check this tool out. So, but anyways, I wanted to show you just how quick that is. So if I didn't have a lot of time, I could just pass this off as a content brief to the writer, and it's going to give them all the resources, all the documents, all the websites, all the topics. It's going to let you know, what these top ranking articles are. So a writer can go in here and kind of see what the competitors are doing, how they're laying the content out. This is probably not a good example, because Psychology Today is actually a directory. And then you have in third place, there's our article. It does rank number 3, but honestly, not a whole lot of conversion. I can't imagine, this service costs about $200 an hour. There's no way in hell I would pay $200 an hour if I seen this up on the site, So what we want to do is we want to create a much, much better piece of content for the reader. So there's that. So what I want to show you too is we can go to topics, and you can see right here, it says your topic score is 53%. And you can see right here, the average competitor is only optimized 25%. So what Fraz does is it takes things even a step further and says, hey, your current competitors, they're optimized to this point right here. So if you create a piece of content that's better, you can go past them. So just to kind of show you what that looks like, right here, let me delete all this on the page. Boom. So I gets rid of my optimization score. And you can see my optimization score drop down to 1%. The only thing that I have on here is the word Kansas City and neurofeedback, mental health. So like if I wanted to start increasing my score, I could just type the word mental health. And I can't spell today, but here you go. So you can see right there, boom, it busted it up to a 1. It raised my score. I can do, if I start, and the other thing you can take a look over here is it'll tell you average mentions, 2. Total sources that mention it 2 times are 11. So header mentions, 10. So this tells me right here that it's probably a strong keyword to have on the page. I need to mention it at least 2 times on average based on my competitors. And, there's 11 other sources out there that do this. So it's probably a pretty important signal for SEO, right? So it orders these in order of importance. So like Kansas is an important keyword, mental health, mindfulness, neurofeedback services. I need to mention that 1 time. Overland Park, 2 mentions on there. Brain function, 1 mention. So it's let me know all these keywords. So, if I type in mindfulness, mindfulness, you can see right here, if I can spell mindfulness correctly. So you can see right here, boom, it increased my score. You see how that works? So, as you're writing this out, you can kind of check to make sure that you're on track. You know what I mean? You can even just break it down to header topics. So if you just want the header topics, you can do that. I prefer to do all topics, right? So there's that, right? So what I can do to create an amazing content brief. So I can go to summaries and I can say, okay, I want this website to be on there. This one right here, MNDC Psychology Today. I could probably get rid of this one, like just blacklist it, but I don't want to blacklist it just yet. So, but anyways, nonetheless, I could look at questions. What kind of questions are people asking around those keywords? Is there any news articles, anything new coming out about it? How 20 sessions of brain training helped Lucas Giolito get back on track this season. So there's that there too as well. So with that said, what I would like to do, if I'm just in a hurry, like I said, I can just go to brief and I could paste in this content briefing and it's going to pull in all the big stuff, So what I can do, boom, create a content briefing. And then what I would do down here, start neurofeedback, feedback, Kansas City, right? So that's going to be probably my page title. So I'm going to actually just label that as a page title, heading 1, boom, right? So, and then I'll just let the writers know, like, okay, this is start here. And then what I can do is I can start looking at some of these resources, summaries, different things. I can take a look and see, okay, what are the top ranking, what kind of titles, what kind of subheadings are people using in their articles and stuff like that, right? I can take a look at my my current situation, which is, the current article that I have, and see, what's going on with that one too as well. So this right here, your whole body approach. So honestly, I don't know what it is with some of these psychology websites. They all look horrible. I don't know if they're broke or what, but Overland Park, neurofeedback, Midwest, neurofeedback, Kansas City, soul support, boom, boom, boom. So anyways, doesn't look like I need to do a whole lot of optimizations for this to work. So what I'm going to do, average mentions too. So what I can start doing is, start mentioning some of these things and just laying it out, So I can do something like, let's see here, let's look at some of these other ones. Boom, boom, boom. Some of these are directories, so it's not going to make a whole lot of sense to do that. So, soul support. Anyways, I might do something like, so I might just, start laying out some different, H1 tags. I can lay this out. So I can do, H1, put in H1, and, I could give a keyword like mental health. And put that in an H1, and then make sure that, because this is going to be my page title for the search engine as well. So I can put that in H1 and then just let the writer know, like, hey, you can do that in some phrase. So, I might be able to do mental health for the brain or something like that, mental health services. Also too, I can look at summaries and kind of just go through some of the questions like, neurofeedback, choose the right therapy, biofeedback, who is neurofeedback for, things like that, right? So I can look at all this stuff. But the biggest thing is that even if you just gave this to the writer, they're going to have a lot of great resources to pull context from. They're going to have a lot of different, these are different topics that relate to them. So you could actually go in there and say, okay, these are the important ones. You can bold them, like, hey, focus on these keywords that I've bolded here, neurofeedback services, make sure that that's in an H tag. So like we can do H1, mental health, get your life back on track, something like that, right? I could do something like that, and I could do an H2, put in H2, neurofeedback, Kansas City, and put that in an H2 tag. And then, now I'm kind of moving through this a little quickly right here, but, we could talk about, stuff like brain functions. And I can take a look and say, okay, I can do something like this, do brain function, put that in an H2 tag right here. And then, I can let the writer know, put some phrase so that it doesn't just look weird, right? Some phrase, some kind of qualifier, modifier, but just let them know like, hey, put this in an H2. And then you're kind of controlling the content. But on top of that, what I could also do is I could do like that. And then I could just, boom, put that right there, neurofeedback, blah, blah, blah. I can also put that in there. So then they got two resources to pull from for that. Same thing with neurofeedback services. I could do, something like this right here and just let them know, hey, for this section right here, why don't you pull your data from this right here, that right there, and that right there, right? So now they got three sources of content to kind of summarize and make sure that they're staying on track, right? So with that said, mental health, I could go back up here to the top and I could see right here some mental health. We can do, boom. We can do that. Boom, boom. So they can actually start to see, okay, this is the topic right here. Finish it off with some kind of, some kind of phrase or something that leads the reader in. Neurofeedback services, Kansas City, brain function. And then I can go into, mindfulness if I wanted to. That seems like to be another predominant topic. I can also just click on these topics, right? And just see, okay, how are they using the word Kansas City? Do I need to use it at the bottom? Is it attached to an address? Things like that, right? Like I can look at the top ranking articles and see how they're using that keyword in context and create a similar strategy for my content too as well. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to spend, probably 30, 40 minutes optimizing this article. I don't want to record it to make it long-winded, but this is a really, really quick and surefire way to make sure that you're creating or you're having your writers create on content that, again, is not only optimized for the reader, so it's really engaging, but also making sure that the right topics are being mentioned and you don't have to spend hours trying to figure out, okay, I got the keyword. Now what subheadings do I need for this? What sources should I have the writers write from? Fraz takes care of all that for you and more. So if you guys like this video, please subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss another tip. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to have some links down in the description below. If you guys have any questions or, looking to hire a marketing agency, please, by all means, reach out to us. We would love to take a look at your business. We'll give you a free marketing consultation where we'll do a deep dive into your website, look at some of the things that we think that we could fix for you. And it's a free, totally free, no pressure consultation. So with that said, thank you guys for watching Lead Kia and be on the lookout for the next video. We'll see you next time. Later.